The girlies are fighting. Adam Kinzinger and Donald Trump have attacked each other for years over a myriad of issues, both serious and trivial. I would say their most recent beef definitely falls in the trivial category. Let's just start by pulling up this tweet from the former congressman. He said, "I'm genuinely surprised how people close to Trump haven't talked about the odor. It's truly something to behold. Wear a mask if you can." And wouldn't you know it, he's not the first person to levy this accusation against the former president. Last month, comedian Kathy Griffin said Trump smells like body odor with kind of like scented makeup products. Interesting little tidbit. She said that in an interview with Trump's niece. But so apparently Trump took offense to these comments. I mean, he was called stinky. So he took offense to these comments and fired this back. Adam Kinzinger farted on live TV and is an unemployed fraud. He has disgraced his country and disrespects everyone around him because he is a sad individual who is mad about how his miserable life has turned out. And this is a very serious news show. I want everyone to know that I took every step possible to find out what he farted on national TV comment was in reference to, and I couldn't find anything. But I will continue my search. It's my journalistic duty to continue my search, and I promise to keep everyone updated with any developments on the fart front. But Cenk, you always say that this is the fairest show in America, so I do want to offer a balanced perspective on Donald Trump's scent. Piers Morgan, in an interview with The Guardian, was asked, "What does Donald Trump smell like?" Normal question to ask. And this is how he responded. "Quite expensive aftershave and not overly done, just a light, gentle aroma. You imagine he'd smell like some flamboyant nightclub owner in the 70s, but he doesn't." So I guess my question for you, Cenk, you've been doing this for a long time. Have you ever had the opportunity to sniff Donald Trump? And if so, does he stink?
Yeah, no, I'm very happy to report that I have never smelled Donald Trump. And this whole story doesn't pass the smell test. Okay, apparently they're talking about the fart of a deal. Okay, I'm here all week, whether you like it or not. All right, seriously, look, of course I don't care if he smells or not. Although if I had to guess, I'd guess that Kathy Griffin was right. That her description sound like it made sense to me. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter 1%. And who cares how he smells? That's not the issue, okay? But the issue, so is there an issue in this goofy story? There actually is, which is, look at what his spokesman is saying. Like, "Oh yeah, the guy who said we smell, he smells. Whoever smelled it dealt it, okay? And he farts, So that's the Republican side. But on the Democratic side, we have the exact opposite. On the Democratic side, we have Queensberry rules, and everybody's like, "Oh, you didn't say that Biden is the greatest president of all time. Oh, for shame, for shame. The gentleman shall not be recognized," right? Like one side is so genteel, and Adam Kinzinger is a Republican. That's why he attacks Trump in that way. The Democrats almost never attack Trump in a vicious way. They're always like playing like with kid gloves, like, I don't know. And meanwhile, the other side's like, "Oh, you farted. No, you farted." And then Kevin McCarthy slamming into people, pushing people. The other guy grabbing Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's a free-for-all on that side. And our side, they're all wearing white gloves, like sitting down calmly, and they're like, "Hello, hello. How's everyone? Have we got our tea and crumpets?" So can we get something in the middle? Okay.
We've been stuck in like an 8th grade boys' locker room for the past like several years, and we can't get out. I mean, clearly it provoked him. And listen, if I got a whiff of Trump, I'm trying to think. I'm guessing it's woodsy, with a touch of McDonald's and freedom. It smells like freedom. And I think what we will see is if this guy doesn't have a cologne in the next year or so, I'd be shocked. Like Ode to Trump would be, I know people would wear that here in Georgia where I live. I know there's some guys who would wear that, who are big Trumpers. To smell like him, yeah, that would be the ultimate sort of sign of affection. What are you wearing? I'm wearing the new Trump fragrance only at Macy's. I encourage you. This is and you get a tote bag and you get the cologne is wonderful, and then so is the antiperspirant, the deodorant. Yeah, I mean, the Trump scent. What I think we're onto something here.
I think the McDonald's angle is accurate, because I remember reports like from election night that West Wing staffers were like keeping a wide berth from the Oval Office because the stench of the garbage of the fast food that they had ordered was so bad they just didn't want to be near it. But I've also heard that Trump is a massive germaphobe, which doesn't necessarily mean he's clean, but I wouldn't be surprised, I don't know. I guess it's such a non-serious story, and here I am speculating as to his scent. But I don't know.
I think it's a very serious story. I think we need to get the New York Times on this one too. I think we need to probe deeper. I want to know what it smells like. Is it old? Does it lean into the Old Spice, or does it lean toward like Polo? Or I mean, where does the scent come from? I want to know. Procter and Gamble needs to get in on this and start making some product.
Yeah. Well, I'll throw my 2 cents in. There is actually one last political angle here, believe it or not. For Republicans, conservatives, we've covered this in the past. The thing that is their second biggest factor in their decision making, their emotion that they care most about is fear. And that's why they're always afraid of things. Oh, I'm afraid of the immigrants. I'm afraid of gay people. I'm afraid of terrorists. Afraid. Constantly afraid, right? And Trump constantly triggers that. But scientists have figured out for the conservative mind, the number one trigger is disgust, which is really interesting. That's why Trump is always saying like, it's disgusting. Baltimore, the sewers are overrunning, these S-hole countries, et cetera. He's always trying to evoke some sort of disgust because it works with conservative voters. So that's why Adam Kinzinger, as a Republican, is willing to fight dirty when he says that he stinks, he smells. That triggers a reaction from conservatives. That's why the Democrats would never do it. They'd be like, I do declare we never talked about scent at Yale. These Republicans, they're rapscallions.
You touch on something that's very interesting here. I've always wondered why Democrats don't practice the art of ridicule against him, because it's the thing he hates the most.
Right.
Is when he's ridiculed and made fun of. And for some reason you just don't hear that from the left. It's always attacking him on the merits of something. But I really do think, like in a debate, people should ridicule him for the way he ridicules other people. He'd fall apart. He'd melt.
Brian, number one, you're 100% right. Number two, again, here I have unique experience because I'm a very rare person on the left that mainstream at least acknowledges exists, right? And that ridicules people, right? Oh my God, it's not the Republicans, it's the Democrats who hate it. They're like, oh, that is very unbecoming.
Yeah.
He is, oh my God, he's ridiculing Mitch McConnell. He called him a turtle. Oh my God. He's ridiculing Trump. Is that allowed? Is that allowed? Somebody check the Queensberry rules. Somebody please, where are our crumpets? They're late again. Okay, so they hate ridicule, they hate it. And to them, being liked in their own circles, their own polite, socialite circles is so much more important than being effective. So and the third thing I wanted to say about what you just pointed out is that I literally wrote down a nickname for Trump in the middle of the story. That if I ever, like for example, get in a debate with Trump or I'm in the same room, I always thought that I was gonna, like the number one nickname I have for him is Spoiled Donnie. Because it gives you a sense of like, oh, he was rich, but he didn't actually earn any of it. His dad gave it to him, and then Jeff Zucker gave it to him. And this schmuck had 6 bankruptcies, 7 on the way, and he blew it. He's a spoiled little baby, right? That's why when you took the government away from him, he's like, that was my toy, and he's Spoiled Donnie, right?
Exactly.
Right, but in this one, I wrote down Stinky Trump. Okay, now it's not particularly clever, right? But neither are his nicknames. And if I start calling him Stinky Trump, oh, he's gonna hate it.
Right.
Yeah, and it's gonna bother him so much. And then he's gonna lash out and say insane things, right? But for the Democrats, better to be liked in your cocktail parties than to actually be effective in fighting back against Trump.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they're wearing powdered wigs, and they're so offended by, the one in the someone in court who is, among them who is just upsetting the royal order of things. I mean, I really did, because you know what, the populist position is, in Americans, they tease each other and ridicule each other all the time. You can't just let this guy do it on one side. I think you got to meet it. Nothing else has worked. Why not try it as a strategy? I'd ridicule the crap out of this guy.
Yeah, maybe send in me and the Undertaker. Okay, we'll take care of it.
We got this.
I think Stinky Trump is fine. I'll be honest, I still call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. It's not, particularly clever, but it's that and Mini Mike Bloomberg still get me. They still make me laugh, and we definitely need some stuff like that to levy at them.
Look, it's simple marketing and branding, for God's sake. I mean, come on, Stinky Trump is great. Yeah, he stinks.
Yeah, and look, to be fair to Trump, and we are the fairest show in America, low energy Jeb was a killer. It's totally true.
Killed.
It totally destroyed his campaign because it was true, right? And Trump called him Little Marco, called Marco Rubio.
He ridiculed McCain. He ridiculed John McCain. He ridiculed everyone he ran against. Crooked Hillary. He had these ridiculing nicknames, and no one ridicules him. They literally say, like, his immigration policy is inhumane. Like that's not a ridicule. That's a policy discussion. I think that, you got to fight fire with fire.
100%. You got to fight Stinky with Stinky. Okay.
You do.
So, yeah. And by the way, he called him Little Marco. I used to call Marco Rubio a boy. Okay, because he is. He's a little boy trying to be a grown up. And so you've got to fight fire with fire, but the Democrats say under no circumstances. They prefer surrender.
Yeah,
no. All right.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why. I mean, Joe Biden. I mean, if he's a scrappy Scranton street fighter, he needs to come out, bust out some nicknames, something.
The moves he used on Corn Pop, where's he hiding them?
Yeah. Get that old chain, wrap it around your arm, like he said, and all that. So where's that old Joe Biden?
This better be critical, Lily. Sir, come on, when is it not? Please. Okay, couple of things. I'm running low on the dough. I was thinking about taking a couple of months sick leave, maybe starting today. And oh yeah. I intercepted a transmission from Megatron. Then send it through. Yes, sir, right away, sir. And so I was so dang weird, caught on the other stuff.
This is your last warning, insects. Relinquish what remains of the Allspark.
So who's the insect? You? What? Who's the insect?
Protect you. They were defeated on our world, and we will defeat them here.
This was just a diversion.
Security, please bring up. Rabbit, she's already inside. Deeds! Give me an update on that reserve. Boss readiness. What was his name? What was it?
Evac, sir.
Right, evac.
She's right in front.
We're facing a heavy sustained attack. They appear to be after the Allspark. General! Need this immediately evacuate everything. Hold on. National security advisory. Stay down. Check it out. The failed the mission operations. The amateurs for a suicide mission.